My name is Nwachukwu Israel. Okay, this is my story. So, I never knew exactly what dyslexia was, like my whole life. Not until last year. I just knew I had academical issues, like my whole life. I know that I struggled in school, primary school, secondary school, even when I entered into the university. I always struggled. Yeah. In secondary school, when I was like in SS1, around then I couldn't even spell my name. It was very embarrassing. The thing is, I always had my own ways of hiding it, but obviously during exams and tests, I always fail most of the times. Reason because I might know the answer to the questions, but to pen them down was always an issue. It was always a very serious issue, and I struggled like a lot. I tried as much as possible to hide my condition because I didn't know exactly what was going on. It was really, really frustrating. Like throughout my whole life, I was always like carrying the class. Teachers always say, thinking that I'm not a serious student, thinking that I wasn't trying hard enough in school. I wasn't putting enough effort. I mean, it was really, really, really a struggle. It took a toll on my confidence because I was always insulted a lot. You know how it is now when you're like being the one always carrying the class and everyone always insulting you for things like that. It was really hard. From secondary school, I struggled and struggled. Somehow I was able to pass my WAEC, and I was actually able to get admission into the university. So I got admission into school. I went in to study computer science. It was a struggle. It was a serious struggle. I had catalogs of carryovers, and I always wondered to myself what exactly was my issue. Okay, I knew that I couldn't exactly pen down my thoughts, but I didn't know the reason why this was happening to me. Not until I had to go and do the research myself. So before then, I went into school to study computer science, and I could not, because of the failures and my carryovers and everything, the school suggested that I should change my course. Okay, so thinking that, okay, because I could not handle the course I was studying, I should go and pick another course to study. And I was already going into 300 level, so I had to pick another course to study. I went for animal science, that is in the agricultural department. I went for animal science. I don't know why, but I believe according to what I saw, it seems to be one of the most cheapest course, because my school fees, it was a private school, and my school fees wasn't any joke. It was serious money. So I saw it was one of the cheapest course, and yeah, so I went for animal science. So because of I had to change course, I had to drop a level. I dropped from I was supposed to go to 300 level, so I had to go back to 200 level so that I can start animal science, which I did. Still, same failures. And when I'm talking about failures, I'm not talking about failing some courses. My failures were mostly F parallels. That's what I was mostly getting from virtually most of all my courses. The only course I knew that I didn't fail most of the times, especially was in that when I came into the agric department, was the practical courses, because they were obviously practicals. So it was applied, and I was being graded by what I was doing, practical things that I was doing, not by writing or by. So those were courses that I knew I was able to pass because it was practical. Yeah. But the rest of the courses. So I was also in agric science, animal science, which I changed from computer science. So obviously there was expected to be an improvement in my academic performance, but still, it was still almost the same thing. Like, I still had carryovers, lots and lots and lots of carryovers. I had to like come back to school because my school has this thing they call like a summer program. So during that summer program, you can come back to take courses which you have failed. So I had to come back for summer a lot. During my long holidays where I'm supposed to be like chilling at home or resting, I have to come back to school to, take those courses. Yeah. One thing that I know that helped me in all this was I'm a person that I love watching movies a lot. I believe movies really, really helped me because I really loved watching movies a lot, and I feel that watching movies helped me, especially when it comes to the way I speak, because I've watched a lot of movies, and slowly I adopt like I'm able to like learn. I'm able to like speak fluently and speak properly. Virtually when everybody looks at me normally, they always wonder like why I'm having the issues I have. I always wonder to myself too, because not knowing what exactly is your problem is a very big problem. I mean, if I knew, okay, this is what was affecting me, the country we are now, these are things that even the teachers are supposed to be aware of, but they are not aware. They don't know what dyslexia is. Even I did not know what dyslexia was. And my life had to be a very big struggle because of this. Having the feeling of thinking that everybody is better than you and you're not able to meet up with everybody. Like deep down, I knew that I wasn't dull. I knew that I wasn't dull. I knew that at least I knew something in my head. But like expressing myself in paper was a very, very, very huge problem. And I did not know why. I can remember myself trying to get prepared for exams. I would force myself to go to the library because I want to read. I want to pass. My parents are spending money for my school fees. They're not spending small money. They're spending a lot for my school fees. And I cannot perform properly. Do you know how it feels? It feels really, really bad. I'm the only child. Actually, I'm the only child. I do have a cousin that stays with me. One of my cousins that stay with me is like my brother. He's basically my brother. But like I'm the only biological child to my parents. And to watch them spend so much in school fees, in tutors. I had lots of tutors in secondary school, primary school. I had lots of tutors, lesson teachers. My parents employed lots of lesson teachers to help me at different stages of my life because I was always having issues in school, like always. Every single time. One thing that always helps me is that I'm a kind of person, I do not like get emotionally down for too long. That is just my natural personality. I don't know why. Probably God just made me that way. But like there are many things that can bring me down. Probably somebody just throws one insult at me because of my academic performance or something. But I know that I might feel sad, but like the sadness doesn't usually last. And moving on, as I was still in animal science, trying to like work on myself, trying to better myself because I wanted good grades. But it was really, really hard to get them. It was really, really hard to get good grades. I mean, I tried to read a lot. The thing about trying to read, most times, it was very, very tiring for me to read. Especially looking at paper, trying to like read for a long time. It is very tiring. I can most at times end up having headaches I'll just feel so tired and sleepy. Like just when I just open a book trying to like read, like it becomes a big huge struggle for me to like try to like settle down to read, you know. My mind was always at different things. It was also very hard for me to focus. When I actually discovered I had dyslexia, it was at the point that I took a particular exam in school, which I knew very well that this exam, I was prepared for it. Like I was prepared for it. I knew the answers. I knew what to write. But like I could not pen it down. This was really, really, really frustrating. And after that exam, when I got out from the hall, I was like, what is this? Why is my life like this? Is this the way I'm supposed to live? Why does everything have to be a struggle? So that day, I just said, let me just try to do some research by myself. Up until that day, I thought that I was literally the only one facing such issues. I never knew that, this was like an actual problem that people face. I never knew about dyslexia. Not until that day, I searched on Google. I basically put every single issue I knew I was facing, and the thing that just popped out was dyslexia. I saw dyslexia, I wonder what it was. Then I now tried to do more research. I just saw every single thing that I was facing as symptoms. I just saw everything down there. To be honest, when I made that discovery, it was a very huge relief to me. I will not lie. At least for the first time, I was able to understand the reason why these things were happening to me. Because I didn't know what was happening to me. I thought that, maybe this is just how I am. I didn't know that there were people that actually faced this kind of issues too. Yeah. And when I discovered this, I was already like in 300 level in animal science. The new course I've already changed to. Remember, I changed from computer science to animal science. I already had catalogs of carryover, and it was thinking about graduation. It was not something that was visible. And the last examination I took, when the result came out, according to the remark on the result was withdrawal. Either I should withdraw from the school or I should change my course again. At this point, I already discovered what was wrong with me. I already knew that, I had dyslexia. I just spoke to my parents. I just said that. One thing I love about my parents is that my parents, they were very supportive. My parents supported me. Like, they supported me a lot. I know that if it was other parents, I don't think some parents can be as understanding as mine. Because my parents were so understanding. They were so understanding they were so understanding with all the failures and everything. They always loved me so much. I saw my dad trying as much as possible to tell me that I should just be serious in school. I should just try to put my head in and try to focus and try to, my parents were so understanding. So I told them that I cannot go back to school anymore. Besides, they already told me that either I should withdraw or change course, which I cannot do. And after all my parents have spent, I knew that I cannot start putting them again in the position of spending more money, trying to change course again and trying to do that. So yeah, my dad is now retired, obviously now. Things are not as good as they were before, and I cannot start putting my parents through that stress. I know, obviously, because I'm the only child, there are things that my parents can do. They can afford to do for me. Do you understand? They can afford to do those kinds of things for me because they know that, it's just me and my brother. That's me and my cousin. So they know that they can afford to take some certain kinds of risk financially because they know that, I don't have it's not like I have lots of siblings and so many people that they know they have to take care of. Yeah. So I told my parents that I cannot go back to school because the option was I was supposed to go for, that summer program again, that particular period. And the fee for that summer program, I think it was up to 170 something thousand. And that 170 something thousand is just for some few courses that I'm going to like take for that summer program. And it's also still possible I can fail again. So, knowing my issues, I told them and I explained to them. My parents were like, especially my mom, I mean, she saw everything. She saw the traces of everything I have faced in my life just written down there in dyslexia. She saw everything. Like this was like a very huge help to me, because when I discovered that okay, this is a problem that people face. I'm not the only one that faces this kind of issue. That really, really made me, like, it gave me comfort to my heart, at least, knowing the fact that, okay, I'm not the only one going through things like this. So, I know this is a very, very long audio, but to cut the story short, I could not finish school. Obviously, I could not finish school. I entered school. I was in school for virtually 4 years. Spent 4 years in school, but I could not come out with a certificate because of all these complications and all these things. I could not come out with a certificate. The thing is, I had this flair for graphic design. This is something that just came out of the whim. Like, basically, I saw one of my friends that had some softwares on his laptop. He had Photoshop and some other softwares. So I just said, let me collect Photoshop from this guy. Let me try to learn how to make use of Photoshop. Funny enough, I was able to learn how to make use of Photoshop just by watching YouTube videos. And I actually was able to get really good at it. Like, I could do flyers, I could do logos, I could do things like graphic things. I also read that people with dyslexia, we have this kind of, that visual things are more appealing to us. Like, we learn easily, like, with visual things and all those kind of things. But I know that I had a very big flair for graphics. Even now, presently, graphics is one of the things I'm trying to use to manage and to support myself. I'm trying to, like, build myself in graphics, because graphics is what I love doing presently now. I'm a graphic designer. I'm also into photography, kind of, because I learned photography at some point. After I left school, I virtually didn't have anything to do. So I took some little programs. I was able to get get into some programs. I did some certain things, So, I mean, my dream obviously is to be able to, like, at least study graphics officially, like, as a course, like, in a school that supports me as a dyslexia student, school that will support me like that. That's just been my dream. But then, I mean, my life has been really a roller coaster, to be honest, because I had to, like, really go through a lot. Even now, I know that there are issues I struggle with because of the emotional toll and the things that having dyslexia basically has just brought into my life. Yeah, I mean, I get the comfort that there are many great people out there that have dyslexia. Like, I know of Tom Cruise, I know of Will Smith, I know of so many very prominent actors and big names out there that actually have dyslexia. But when I think about it, they were born in enabling environments. Like, they were born in environments that actually could understand their situation and could understand their situation, and those their issues were actually found out when they were much younger. So from their childhood already, they were able to give them the special care and treatment they needed. But obviously, the country we are in. This is Nigeria, for crying out loud. I mean, what enabling environments do you have in this country? But we just thank God. We just hope for the best for our country, Nigeria. One thing I really, really, really hope for is that awareness should be made for dyslexia. Because dyslexia is more common than you think. There are many people out there that have this issue and probably just think they are cursed. Just think that almost the village people that have done one thing to them, and this is the way they are now doing. This is the way their life is because of what the village people have done to them. They don't know that this is an actual issue. This is an actual problem that people face. And to be honest, when I saw you guys posts on Facebook, because it was my mom that sent me the link. She sent me the link because after my mom discovered my issue, she was always trying to she's always trying to get more information about dyslexia and things like that. So when she saw your post about the post about the October this thing and about sharing my story and all these kind of things, she forwarded it to me, and I now tried to reach out to you guys to tell you how I can send my story. Yeah. So this is my story. Yes, this is basically my story. To be honest, I just wish that more awareness is made about this. I mean, teachers need to be teachers. I feel that teachers are the people that need to be focused on. All teachers are supposed to have they're supposed to be a kind of awareness to all teachers, because these are things that their students faces. These are things that student faces. If they know that this is an issue that students have, and is something that can actually be taken care of, if special care is given to that particular student can actually excel very, very, very well in school. Because I know that if probably I discovered my issue earlier, probably because it was a private school I went to, probably my school would have been able to try to do some things to help me. Because I know that if my exams were oral exams, maybe I had to my exams were oral, somebody asking me questions and marking me according to my answers, I know that I will not feel as much as I did. To be honest, I know, because even because of these issues, most times I don't even bother myself trying to even prepare for exams anymore, because I feel what is the use? I know that I will try as much as possible to read for this exam, but when I go to the exam hall, I'm still going to mess up, So I really hope and I really wish that awareness can be made. And I just hope that maybe my story can help to inspire other people out there. Yes, at least other people out there that have dyslexia, especially in Nigeria. Because Nigeria environment is not even enabling for just creatives. Think about creatives. Let's not even talk about people that have issues first. Let's even just talk about normal creative, a creative person in this country, and you want to do some certain things. Nigeria doesn't really have that enabling environment. Talk more of you're having issues. You have dyslexia. So I feel that awareness should be made. That was the real reason. As I saw you guys post, I said, okay, I must try as much as possible to share my story. At least let me try to fulfill my own quota. Let me try to do my own part in helping for this awareness of dyslexia in Nigeria, because it's a very big issue. Yeah, so I think that's it.